headlines. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Check this out. It's on Amazon.com. Hip hop and Igbo culture by your speak to the Martin Fine. Stick around. It's newspaper headline.
Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride. Let's go! It's the morning drive on 103.5 Ebona DFM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio.
From 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Getting your morning inspired, be informed, let's interact only on the morning drive.
Make it a date with Martin Fine, aka Meta.
And Christy FUMNR, aka Classy.
From Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
On the morning drive.
103.5 FM.
Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 4th day of April 2024. Today is Thursday and the time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news and making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please, stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that the complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Sun, the Daily Post, The Nation, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at this day newspaper as well as Nigerian Tribune. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we're live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. 2 million households to pay 225 naira per kilowatt as a prepaid meter may hit 300,000 naira. Transparency, eligibility concerns unsettled new attempt at student loan scheme. Don't dare me. Fubara warns weakest loyalist. Okuama killings, act of treason to intimidate Tinubu, group alleges. Abure reportedly escapes assassination. Home gutted. Man nabbed over alleged abduction of housewife for sexual pleasure in Oshun. Federal government decries a rising abscondment by varsity teachers. Ghanaian chauffeur. Two others nabbed for adoption of employer's son in Lagos. Adeaju confronts a police prosecutor in court over secret meeting with magistrate. Ondo Guba poll. APC, PDP rake in 905 million naira from sale of farms. Nathaniel Bassi petitions Inspector General of Police over defamation. Troops kill 5 extremists, foil kidnap attempt in Taraba. Nigerian Customs records 1.3 trillion naira revenue in Q1 2024, detains 22 suspects in 4 months. Court detains a suspected ISIS member for 60 days. Lukman false APC zoning formula alleges marginalization of North Central. Panel begins sitting over impeachment of Shaibu. Castena, Cross River counter DMO deny taking fresh loans. PRP falls electricity tariff hike advocates renewable energy. 288,375 victims of banditry in Kaduna gets palliatives. Third mainland bridge reopening. LASMA cautions motorists against overspeeding. Arewa group slams on northern politicians against Tinubu's re-election. Businesswomen conference X raise female inclusion towards a better world. Windstorm kills 1, destroys 100 houses in Nasarawa community. Association tax politicians on efficient service delivery. Don't allow politicians to hijack, desecrate Olubadan traditional institution. Group warns high chiefs. Group advocates social justice as solution to Nigeria's problem. NERSREA, UNODC partner to combat illegal wildlife trafficking. Women protest imprisonment of 80-year-old monarch in Calabar. Coalition decries people with disabilities experiences in airports, public facilities. Federal government pledges to support nurture tourism in Badagry. Dawn Commission urges Tinubu to tackle insecurity, food inflation. World Health Organization unveils artificial intelligence-powered health assistant ahead of World Health Day. Group decry incessant national grid collapse. NEMA, United Nations strengthen disaster management mitigation. 35-year-old mother detained in Ibadan hospital over unpaid bills. Nigeria to invest 119 million pounds in energy support program. ERA FOEN 6 legislation to make divesting IOCs accountable. ERA FOEN 6 legislation to make divesting IOCs accountable. Ibadan residents seek Makinde's intervention over deaths caused by Gege Rivers dish. Edo community protests imposition of non-indigen as leader. Kuka to deliver second yearly Clean Foundation lecture. Tinubu, Zulum, Buni, Mon, NLCX leader. Shiroma. Nigerian Correctional Services spokesman makes 3 best security sector image makers at NSA Awards. NCOS spokesman makes 3 best security sector image makers at NSA Awards. Ogun to host international trade fair. Ondo election, APC, PDP rakes in 905 million naira from sales of farm. Family alleges assassination attempt on Abure as fire gusts Abuja home. 6 small children rescued from human traffickers in Lagos. Command spokesperson. Quarter 1 2024, customs 3 trillion naira revenue generation, 122.35% increase. Uluwale Ayirara Foundation to break ground on innovative learning center for African Church Grammar School. Tinubu signs amended student loan bill into law. Binance claims executive helped Nigeria tackle fraud, kidnapping. Tariff increase will only affect customers enjoying 20-hour power supply. NERC. We didn't borrow fresh loans. Castana government. Make retirement easy for workers. NLC urges federal government, states. Windstorm claims one, destroys over 100 houses in Nasarawa, Ekiti. Launches data collation project for employment. Ukwama. Allow innocent residents to return home. Delta monarchs tell federal government. Reopened. I have no criminal record. Detained Meiti Allah president tells court. Federal government raises concern as 127 scholars on tertiary education trust fund scholarship abscond Nigeria. NERC hikes electricity tariff. Court gives DSS go ahead to detain Nigerian link to ISIS for 60 days. Court gives DSS go ahead to detain Nigerian linked to ISIS for 60 days. Expressway crossing. LAGESC arrest woman for assaulting official over enforcement. Naira appreciates at official market, gains 2.4%. 8 suspects in police net over alleged murder of University of Maiduguri lecturer. Police PRO. Man lost 10 years old boy with sweet for anal sex in Bauchi, says the police. No Nigerian law prohibits cross-dressing. Police. Tinubu inherited worst economic challenges so far, says Senator Karimi. That's the most we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to leadership newspaper. Troops kill 5 terrorists, recover weapons in Taraba. Bauchi senator pays UTME fees for 150 students. Police nab kidnapper in Adamawa. Don't merge Army University with NDA. Borno leaders beg Tinubu. Windstorm kills one, destroys 100 houses in Nasarawa. Institute lost Onyama, air peace over cabin crew cultural attire. Oshun Group. Oyetola's aid differ on alleged threat to Arebochala's life. We have gone beyond the payment of claims, compensations, and SITF. News leader, editor-in-chief, loses mother-in-law. Civil society organization false corruption allegation against TCN boss. Youths now glamorize illicit drug use, says National Drug Law Enforcement Agency commander. Civil society organizations once NSC probed over breach of board dissolution order. Tour operators seek federal government's intervention in Umrah visa racketeering. Youth coalition cautions of politicians against dragging Kogi backward. European Union calls for zero waste practices. Founders celebrate comfort function brand. Zungeru power plant. Attacks, kidnappings continue in Kaduna. Fires victory the morning after. UNODC supports NESREA to combat wildlife trafficking. Kanu bans movies promoting cross-dressing. Togri. FCT projects. I won't bother about Sadis. Wike. Niger chief George slams police over incarceration of inmates. Sustain lessons of Ramadan. Remi Tinubu tells Muslims. Sustain. We've taken this. Abure escapes assassination. House raised. Labour Party. New tariff. Banned homes may spend 170,000 naira on electricity monthly. Big spat. I only respect Tinubu, can't be intimidated. Fubara. Governors, NLC, Mon Ali Shiroma. Convert your dollars to naira now. Omokri urges hoarders. Taiwan earthquake kills 9, injures 900. Again, Tinubu signs student loan bill into law. Impeachment. Chaibu backs out as a panel dismisses court order. Slain 17 soldiers while troops are still in Okuoma. Chief of Defense Staff. Nigeria. South Africa's cooperation can stimulate economic growth. Obiuku. Salis advocates education financing through Edu Bonds system. Abure. Family survive fire outbreak at Abuja home. LASMA tax motorists on speed limits as Third Mainland Bridge reopens Thursday. 4 die, 5 injured in Kwara auto crash. Electricity hike. Labour continues against plunging Nigerians into further hardship. Labour cautions against plunging Nigerians into further hardship. Ondo Guba, APC rakes in 720 million naira from sale of farms. Federal government's eye dies to unleash transformation in tech, creative sectors. Chetima Ayedatiwa approves a promotion of 4,200 workers. Navy hands 8 suspects with 3 billion naira worth of stolen crude to EFCC. One dies. We've taken this. Olawale Ayidara Foundation to donate a learning center to Abeokuta School. Kanu government bans Kannywood movie promoting thuggery, cross-dressing. Katsina government refused DMO's claim on fresh loans. Rivers peace path. If you dare me, I will surprise you. Fubara warns opponents. And that's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. Electricity concerns as tariff hike hits consumers, while residents of Okuama community can't access their homes now. Chief of Defense Staff, diesel price drops by 20.6% as Dangote refinery floods domestic market. Why tax experts need to integrate Nigerians working remotely. CITN president. Why tax experts need to integrate Nigerians working remotely. CITN president. Senegal, beacon of democracy in Africa. Edo refinery receives 15,000 barrels of crude from Osa oil field as Tinubu Buhari lied to themselves. Man seeks impartial regulations to protect manufacturers, consumers. Manufacturing Association of Nigeria seeks impartial regulations to protect manufacturers, consumers. FX volatility forces 28 changes in custom duty rate. Dangote refinery set to supply petrol next month. 2027 presidency. Has Peter Obi missed the boat? The stalemate over nomination of new Olubadan. Nigerian breweries to raise 600 billion naira capital through rights issue. And that's the mush we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning, from the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Terrorism. I have no criminal record, says Meyit Allah leader. APC rakes in 720 million naira from 16 Ondo governor aspirants. Federal government gets United Nations equipment to combat wildlife trafficking. Labour Party alleges assassination attempt as a fire raises Abure house. MFM parish empowers widows, students. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps destroys Abia illegal bunkering site. Impeachment. How Shaibu leaked government secrets. Assembly tells a panel. UCH threatens doctors over planned night duty boycott. Release Kano, other agitators. Igbo group urges federal government. DSS gets order to detain suspected ISIS member. Enugu APC crisis. Caution Agbala. Nwoye tells Arodiobu. Why Igbo governors must take part in Ohaneze programs. Ohuabunwa. Kuka delivers CLEEN Foundation lecture. President's intervention in Rivers crisis. Political, says Fubara. Tax force impounds 359 motorcycles. Tax force impounds 359 motorcycles. Community seeks assembly's intervention over demolished houses. Spain knocks Israel's response to Gaza aid worker deaths. Ayera Tiwa submits forms today. Workers warned against politics. US offers help as 9 die, 1,000 injured in Taiwan earthquake. Delta bloodbath. Surrender like Okuama monarchs. Chief of Defense Staff tells suspected killers. Abia set up help desks on missing names in pension payment. Ibazo loyalists. Others dump PDP for APC in Abia. Adeleke. Abiodun hailed Ebenezer Obi. Adeleke Abiodun hailed Ebenezer Obey at 82nd birthday Thanksgiving. Drama as council seeks bail for suspected kidnapper of Anambra Labour Party governorship candidate. Student loan. Federal government plans a pilot scheme for public institutions. Federal government reopens Third Mainland Bridge. LASMA warns against speeding. Economic hardship. Foundation feeds Abia community children. Dwellers excited as Anambra slum community gets facelift. Group provides free medical services to 270 indigents in Imo community. Navy uncovers illegal fuel depot in Lagos. Arrest 5. Ondo APC raises 720 million naira to conduct direct primary. Togo postpones April elections indefinitely. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-9666-1035. You can also join us on Facebook as well live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. Stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Carlo sympathizes with Umunnoshi, timber market fire victims. Labour, manufacturers kick as a federal government raises electricity tariff by 240%. Tinubu signs student loan scheme bill into law. Kanu's continued detention. IPOB leaders' brother writes open letter to Southeast governors. Labour, manufacturers kick as federal government raises electricity. Labour manufacturers kicks as federal government raises electricity tariff by 240. We've taken this. Rivers crisis. Fubara declares war. Hunger. KB residents invade warehouses. Loot bags of rice, maize, millet. I don't wish my worst enemies to have the ordeal I had with my abductors. Azegeme. Easter Sunday, 19 persons shit death in Benue auto crash. Insecurity. Passengers avoid rail travels as Q4 2023 records low turnout. Easter. Leaders must emulate Jesus' sacrifice. Tinubu. Many sins of a wanted militant leader, General Amagbeyi, how to end gridlock on Apapa Oshodi Expressway, Akukwe, GFFMA boss. Opposition parties merger, dead on arrival, Okechukwu. Implementing Oronsanya report is blaming workers for government's corruption. Nigeria doomed without a new constitution. Kalo, chairman PDP coalition. Government must address critical issues in the oil sector. Bode George. Anambra Guba, APC, Afghans endless war. Nigeria invests 48 million pounds in NESP Phase 2. Unified NIIP will eliminate complaints, fake insurance certificates, NIA. Group clash over proposed sugar tax hike. Kano's continued detention. We've taken this. Tinubu signs student loan scheme bill into law. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Sun newspaper this morning. The plan to establish state police. The CBN's new lending rate. Napoli president goes to court over Oshime fraud case. Osai Samuel escapes Turkish FA ban. Over 80 athletes begin race for JGM under 16, under 19 titles in Ibadan. Power of scale acquisition. Ogun to commence 13 Gateway International Trade Fair April 19th. AIG stations tactical team on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Kaduna debt provide. Did Sani make new disclosure? Efficient transportation solution to uninterrupted supply of LPG nationwide. Amakom. Exam success tips. Lassa fever vaccine coming. That's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. From the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. US, Donald Trump drags co-founders of social media sites to court. Stop promoting terrorists, deviant groups. Nigerian army tells media, Ondo Guba, focus on your job, not politics. Government wants civil servants. Families of 25 deceased police officers, others received 39 million naira from Inspector General of Police. Group indicates Group indicts top officials over sale of Kogi government land. Community gives up cemetery, land to enable government build general hospital. Cross River government denies taking 16 billion naira loan. Meet two wives of Senegal's new president, Maria Kun Abbas. Anti-terrorism. Nigerian Army's recent successes reassuring. Okeshi. Motorcyclists Union sacks local chairman over alleged 1.1 million naira fraud in Kogi. Hunger. Zimbabwe declares a national disaster as a drought cripples Southern Africa. Reps disown member for claiming lack of investment in oil. Gas sector shows a rejection of PIA. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. From the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. DSS gets court's nod to detain suspected ISIS member for 60 days. Ogun government delegation visits Odumuyiwa's family. Abeokuta set for trade fair. Youths demand a public holiday for Afe Baralola. Why youths should embrace agribusiness by Oyebanji. Unilesa workers are killed as container falls on car. Abu Razak, ex-speaker, canvass a proactive action against fire outbreak. Revival, restoration for worshippers on Synagogue, Church of All Nations Mountain. Tinubu, Buhari Zulu Mon ex-Labour leader Ali Shiroma, Nema boss, orders deployment of search rescue equipment. Others still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Tinubu's speech at a signing of student loan bill. Full test. Governor Otu denies taking fresh loans. 12 important things to know about Nigeria's student loan scheme. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps operatives dismantle bunkering site. Others make retirement easy for workers. NLC urges federal government, states. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. We will now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. Please stay with us.
All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, invites you to the inauguration of Solution Kindred Initiative, SKI, on behalf of the state leadership of our great party, APGA. You are respectfully invited to honor the inauguration of Solution Kindred Initiative, SKI, as a special guest as we unveil the ultimate grassroots initiative of the solution movement powered by the state leadership of APGA. It is therefore my pleasure to invite you to this maiden inauguration of Solution Kindred Initiative, SKI, under the distinguished chairmanship of the national chairman of all APGA, Barrister Slayers Okenwa, taking place as follows. Date, Saturday, 6th of April, 2024, venue, Demri North Local Government Headquarters, Ogidi, time, 12 noon. Sign, High Chief Saifa Tobiokoye, APGA State Chairman. My people make on here. Country people, another Ogbonge opportunity don't land for you to secure your own landed property for better location with small money before price go carry you go where you don't know. This one na legit info from the stables of Robin Fave Concept Limited. Name by now. Robin Fave Concept Limited, now big name for this real estate business. We get the track record and we dey deliver for everything we talk. Now we bring you Blessed Garden Estate, phase 1 and phase 2. Now we still bring you Airlight Garden Estate and Unique Garden Estate. All these estates, they're the capital city of Delta State, and people when sabi levels don't buy them finish. But no worry, because land no dey finish. And our work na to direct you go where you go get the best value for your money. This time, we don't carry and come your domot with the brand new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, just 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo local government secretariat. This one na confirmed premium estate where you fit get with small money when no go turn your eye at all. Just 400,000 naira for one plot inside our special promo when they on now. From now till 2 weeks time. This estate dey for Otulu off Asaba Benin Expressway, just 2 minutes from Asaba Housing Estate and 5 minutes from Wichtech Group of Companies. Golden City Garden Estate dey for good location when be say na only 20 minutes e go take from Coca Junction flyover, 10 minutes from Asaba International Airport, and e no far from the express route. For inside Golden City Garden Estate, you go enjoy light and water 247. The environment clean and the day serene for you and your family with good road network and street light go dey shine for every corner. You no go worry about security because solid fence dey around the estate and security men when them train wella go man the gate 247. On top that one, recreational center dey for your maximum relaxation. Wetin you dey wait for? Waka come Robin Fave Concept Limited office make you collect your own plot inside the brand new Golden City Garden Estate. Because special promo dey on now, and for this promo season, you go get 464 square meters of land when be 50 by 100, one plot for only 400,000 naira. This promo now for only 2 weeks, so no dull yourself. With only 400k, you don't become landlord inside this correct estate for we capital city. Call us today for 081 68 82 2403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403.
Once you pay, we go allocate your land, give you sharply, plus give you deed of assignment, register survey plan, and government approved decision. When go show say even government confirm wetin we dey do, you no get anything to worry about. Now we dey run am. If you no get all the money to pay now, you fit dey pay small for the one wey dey call installment payment plan. Whether na 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months, as long as you no go turn your eye, better payment plan dey for you to choose. Take advantage of this special promo when dey on now unto say one plot of land 464 square meters na only 400,000 naira. Because once this promo end, the price go increase small, and the promo na just 2 weeks e go last. Secure the future for you and your family. Buy your own land today, make yourself become landlord inside the new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, wey be only 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo Local Government Secretariat. Come our office when they inside Jimok Petrol Station, Kilometer 8, Asaba Benin Expressway, Asaba, Delta State. Or call us on top 081 68 32 2403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Now, Robin Fave Concept Limited, they develop Golden City Garden Estate.
Holy Ghost Adoration Ministry, UK, Anambra, Nigeria presents 3 days camping program to begin her 90 days prayer bullet, midnight prayer. Date Friday 5th to Sunday 7th April 2024. Time morning, afternoon, and night daily. Venue Holy Ghost Adoration Ground, UK. Prayer begins on Monday 8th April to Saturday 8th July 2024. Host Reverend Father Emmanuel Obimma Ebubemonso, Spiritual Director. Oga Adikwegu, Eligwe Gemepe, Ndiruga Wusangozi, Umuchukuga Saloko. Join us on social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube at Father Ebubemonso, which is spelled as FADA space EBUBE space MUONSO. Come and receive God's blessings in abundance.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebona FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be. Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanyu, as our number the force every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebona 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Emas in Ebona the corner 24/7, 24/7.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. We are on to the Nation newspaper. 12 important things to know about Nigeria's student loan scheme. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps operatives dismantle bunkering sites. Others make retirement easy for workers. NLC urges federal government, states, projects. Wike laws FCT residents' patience. Tariff increase will only affect customers enjoying 20-hour power supply. Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. Court okays DSS detention of suspected ISIS member for 60 days. Federal government urges court to decline bail to detained Mayit Allah leader. Customs collect 1.3 trillion naira in Q1 2024, says Adeni. That's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. From the Nation newspaper, we'll flip over to this day newspaper. Chief of Defense Staff, military legally deployed community to effect arrest. Chief of Defense Staff, military legally deployed his men to Okuama community to effect arrest. Signing Student Loans Act, Tinubu pledges to pay special attention to education. Electricity subsidy, federal government raises tariff for top priority customers by 230.8%, 225 naira per kilowatt. Signing, okay, we've taken this. Adeni, Nigerian Customs Services generated 1.35 trillion naira in Q1 2024. Ido Refinery receives 15,000 barrels of crude oil from Oza oil field in 2024. CBN sells 676.65 billion naira at First Omu auction in April. AFDB, African Development Bank, Nigeria's debts sustainable, advocates revenue boost. ICANN accredits 25 tertiary institutions, tuition centers for training accountants. $350 million, 85 billion naira loans go after El Rufai. Shehu Sani tells Kaduna State government, increasing access to potable drinking water. MasterCard, firm collaborates to power payment solutions for digital commerce in Africa. First Bank's Easter campaign and Christ's resurrection. Coca, OADC will transform digital capabilities across Africa. That's the much we can take from this day newspaper this morning. From this day newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune. Fire God's popular Brunu market. Nigeria listed among 10 African countries most impacted by terrorism. Organized labor laments electricity tariff hike, criticizes government's anti-people policy. While federal government increased electricity tariff for Band A customers. NEC. Abia government introduces contributory pension scheme. Presidency endorses Abuja Hospital for Humanitarian Services. Kanu governor warns against diversion of food items. Nigerian leaders, followers need prayer. Gospel singer, evangelist John Kola Idowu. EU, European Union, federal government express commitment to tackle environmental waste. Kaduna flags off distribution of palliatives to 289,375 internally displaced persons. Bauchi government ready to improve education sectors. Insecurity. Governor Ododo unveils a quick response squad. Edo impeachment panel. Shaibu's objection absent as assembly close case. National Assembly urged to pay digital rights freedom bill. That's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. We'll now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It is coming from famous Christian. He's joining us from Ifite village at Gluzibo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It is coming from Comrade Manley Oduogo from Odumobosi, and he says, frankly speaking, all discussion on Nigeria as a nation cannot be considered complete without mention of our economy. In my humble opinion, our economy is diseased. There is too much short-term planning and not enough of a long-term planning. And he says our present government tend to believe that plans can be made without accurate statistics. They have over politicized the economy and replaced the desirable goal of national growth and substituted the political advantage. National economic interest is being sacrificed in the very altar of diplomatic expenditure. They have even accepted consumption as a proof of conspicuous wealth. It is really unfortunate that past and present governments have not come to the realization that all resources are finite and it behoves on them to create alternative resources to replace the obsolete. Tomorrow is pregnant. May God help us. Comrade Manley Uduogo from Odumobosi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from killing and kidnapping in our country is not enough for a call to round tables. And he says, he says it's enough for a call to round tables and terrorist bandits called Fulani militia and farmers killing is enough for resignation of a president and all worst economics saga. Continues blaming past president for hardship means he don't have anything to offer, and our gallant soldiers continue staying at Ukoma community is unfair and can't help community is unfair and can't help masses but intimidate them. Well, we are watching as things unfold. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from White Lion of Africa, and it says Wike should trade with caution in the demolition of people's properties in Abuja. He is trading today. He is trending today, but never knew that power always cheap. And it says assassination attempt. Labour Party chairman house raised by fire should be investigated. We are no longer safe in Nigeria. He says student loan, another ploy to divert public funds. Edo state crisis. Why is the State House of Assembly planning to impeach the deputy governor? I wonder what they said they stand to gain from his impeachment. And he says the destructions of Igbo properties all over the country is becoming alarming. From Port Harcourt to Lagos to Abuja, we are watching. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Comrade Ibudu from our back, and he says that man that adopted somebody's wife should be mercilessly dealt with using the law. I wish Julius Abure and his family a quick recovery. And he says it's very unfortunate that people that did that were not only hurting Abure alone, but entire family. It is really sad that Nigerian government cannot do something on their own, but just dependent on Dangote. What a shame. And he says, what are some of the Nigerian politicians? Okay, why are some of the Nigerian politicians so dubious? Yes, on Wike should concentrate on the FCT minister. Being the minister, he has been appointed and leave Fubara rule in peace. And he says you have an elephant, yet you wouldn't allow your brother take a cricket. And he says this is the same thing Benue State are facing now. The Benue State dubious politicians are not allowing Governor Hyacinth Alia to do his God-sent work in peace, but they can't stop nor bring him down. Amen. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And now we have this message. It is this one says, it is now over 2 years since the heinous killings of one Miss Samuel, a 2-year student of Chagare University in Sokoto by Islamic students, and he says for an allegation of being blasphemous statements, and he says against the prophet. And he says it is true that the police made some arrests, including the man masterminded the killing, who also showed the world the matches which he used to put fire on her body after stoning her to death. Since then, nothing has been heard about this case. Even the government said nothing. Christian Association of Nigeria also kept silent. No action was taken to prosecute those responsible for these wicked acts. Thank God that Amnesty International has now come out for the case 2 years after. Let's see what will happen. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Waloto Patrick from Unteje. And he says, in my opinion, I don't think that the federal government has the moral justification to complain against the so-called abscondment by university teachers, since the federal government refused to do the needful towards making Nigerian universities conducive for lecturers. I don't think that there is an extant law that forbids anybody from leaving his or her job for a better one. So let that not be an issue. Equally, I think NLC is right by telling the federal government and state government to make a retirement easy for civil servants. But I am surprised that the NLC failed to provide any better approach towards achieving that. I therefore suggest that NLC should go back to the drawing board and come up with a recommendation. Let me also use this opportunity to advise Senator Kadrim to stop deceiving himself and others, other shallow-minded Nigerians that Tinubu inherited the okay, don't say shallow. And he said that Tinubu inherited the worst economy. Let me ask Kadri, does it mean that Tinubu did not know that the economy was in the state when he was campaigning for the office? Please, Senator Kadri, you better keep quiet if you don't know what to say. And okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Mwaloto Factory from Monteje. We have this message. It's coming from Iweka Ifanye from Ikengo Gidi, and it says the beauty of Nigeria is in the hand of Nigerians, just that some unscrupulous elements in power are busy amassing wealth meant for the growth of the country and making it personal. Yes, the very movement we say no to the recycling politicians in Nigeria, the better we will become as a country under God. No, no to bad leadership revolution is loading in Nigeria. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It is coming from Valentine and the net from Mumbo, and he says, now I see that our problem is not dollar, but hike on pump price, electricity hike. Only this is enough to cause food insecurity in the country, which triggered off hands, amaze, famine, and hardship in Tinubu's dispensation. But he often says Nigeria will be fixed in no distant time. Are we in hell, or are we in a bondage, or is this way Mr. Tinubu understands what democracy is all about? Valentine Edene from Mpo continues and he says, prominent men and governor of Yoruba land join hands to the release of Sunday Igboho, but for the release of Nazen and Kanu, none of Igbo prominent men or governors care for him. Too bad and too shameful. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from Honorable Abasi, aka Authority is More Than Power, and it says the issue of Nnamdi Kanu continued detention is very, very bad. After promising Nigerians and Southeast that once he's out or from the that Southeast must be in peace within 6 hours when he is released properly. And the federal government don't want to do something about this. And I believe that releasing Mazen and Kanu could have solved the problem of insecurity in Southeast and Nigeria in general. And with this, I prophesied Madison and they will come back alive. And okay, Drake Drake's the entire Nigerian. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, thank you. We have this message. It's coming from Chike Obata from Obinetiti Okozu, and it says, thank God for Abure's life. Let the federal government allow Kwama people to return home by telling Nigerian army to cease fire. Kudos to Northern News. Yes, Senegal showed the world that democracy is working in their country. Please let the federal government release Mazen Nandekano and other Igbos that's in prison for no case. Okay, and other Igbos that is in prison for no case. And he says Kano continued detention is barbaric. And he says, what have we done to Tinubu for increasing everything for us since he is in power? Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It is coming from Sopuluchi from Onitsha, and he says, President Tinubu saying that Christians should emulate Jesus Christ. I agree with that, but I want to ask him who he is looking up to. And he says, please help me to tell President Tinubu that he should resign his old, okay, and cannot do anything for Nigeria anymore. And he says, please, I want to ask, what did our military men, what are they still doing in Delta State? Did they know what to wipe out? The doubt, okay, because of 17 soldiers that was, okay. And he says, I like what Governor Fubara said. He should stand up and fight for his rights. Wike is evil. And he says, please help me to tell federal government to release our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And he says, if Nigeria want to be fine tomorrow, they should release our leader immediately. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It is coming from Obiora from Okozo. And he says, Tinubu said leaders must emulate Jesus Christ. It's very, very good, but he himself must have started from surrendering stolen mandates. Okay, and he says, order DSS to release an innocent man, Mazen Nandekano, and hear the cry of the poor masses. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We will now flip over to our Facebook portal for more reactions. From our Facebook portal this morning, we have this message coming from Chinwuba Ume, and he says, Agunab joining us from Mofa Aguluzibo, and he says, killing saga continuous hiding the truth about the killing of soldiers in Niger Delta will continue to evolve every day and corner of the state. The involvement of monarchs is to exonerate more problems. And it says to the state, we never knew the whereabouts of the monarchs that went to Abuja for questioning. We are watching as things unfolding. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message coming from Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara from Owerri, and she says, contemplating the increment at this austerity time, people are finding it very difficult to feed and send their children to school is the height of insensitivity and wickedness. Have they come to kill and destroy? The Bible says that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. Are our leaders righteous? The answer is whether the people are rejoicing or groaning. What can they allow us to breathe? Why can't they allow us to breathe freely? The fresh air God gave us. Let them desist from playing on our intelligence and pushing us to the wall. Enough is enough. Bikopan. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. We have this message is coming from also Francis Nnamane from Amakunse in Enugu State, and he says the current hike in electricity tariff is very unfortunate. The appropriate authority should kindly do something about it to ameliorate the plight of average Nigerians. May God help us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message coming from John Ume from Okozu, and he says, please, can't this government of Tinubu tell Nigerians if Nyesom Wike is above the law of the land or not? The way and manner in which Wike is wielding his powers since he became the FCT minister is becoming too worrisome. Nyesom Wike is becoming an Idi Amin of Nigeria, not only to River State, but to the entire country, stepping on so many toes. If this type of person, God forbid, becomes a president of Nigeria tomorrow, we will have another Nebuchadnezzar of our time. Please, I am urging this government that hired this desperado to call him to order before he will cause more havoc in the country, because he is becoming a threat to Nigerians. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Airborne at 103.5 FM. It comes your way weekdays in the morning. Once it's 7 o'clock, so keep a date and don't touch the dial of Airborne at 103.5 FM. Once it's 8:20 this morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a wonderful morning.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Airborne and FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be. Street report is here. Excellence of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanish, number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Epona 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Emas Nebona the corner 24/7, 24/7. Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political views.
The 103.5 FM is Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space, views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona at 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride. Let's go! It's the morning drive. 103.5 Ebola EFM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio.
From 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Getting your morning inspired, be informed, let's interact only on the morning drive.
Make it a date with Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu, aka Meta.
And Christy, aka Classy.
From Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
On the morning drive.
103.5 Ebola
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Check this out on Amazon.com. Hip hop and Igbo culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu. You rock, Dallin.